Hey guys, my name is Ihsan Munir, and I'm the owner of a consumer packaged goods company, actually a food business. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about a program that I came across on Facebook some time back and looked at and explored and decided to take a chance on. Now, I've been in business, my company's been in business since 2011. And we've been at this for a long time, and we've experienced some growth, but there was something that was missing. And I knew there was something that was missing that was preventing us from experiencing more growth. And this program that I came across, Recipe for Retail, was the missing key. That was the missing ingredient. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about Recipe for Retail. Recipe for Retail, again, is a program that I came across while scrolling through Facebook. I wasn't exactly looking for it, but as someone who is in the food business and have been doing this for a while, but just couldn't seem to get over that last hump, when I saw it, I decided to take a look at it. First off, the name was pretty catchy, and when I saw the owners of the company, Monique and Chavallo, talking about their business and the services that they provide throughout this program, I was intrigued. And so I decided to join one of their info sessions, which I had done this with previous programs in the past, and I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a few. But as soon as I joined their program, that info session, I decided right then and there, I'm going to give this a shot. Okay, I'm going to make the little investment. I'm going to invest in my business. I'm going to go ahead and sign up for this program, because although I had been doing this and have been doing this for 12 years now and have my products in retail stores in the Caribbean and overseas, breaking into the US market, breaking into those major grocery store chains has been a bit of an enigma. It's been a bit of a challenge, and I didn't quite know what I was doing wrong, and I didn't know what I didn't know, but I knew I didn't know something. Something was holding me back, and I found those answers in this class. So before I get much deeper into this program that I took, Recipe for Retail with Monique and Chavallo, let me just stop right there at the name, Recipe for Retail, right? It's kind of catchy, right? It's kind of catchy, but we need to think about the importance. We need to focus on the importance, because as I mentioned to you previously, I have looked into other courses that other people have put out there that helps smaller companies break into the retail space here in the US. I've looked into some of those. I participated in some of their info sessions, in a couple of them. And while they shared some good information, there wasn't enough to tell me that I needed to sign up and pay for their program. You know, as someone who's in the foods business, it's all about having a recipe, the way how you replicate success in the food business, the way how you make sure that your product is consistent, how you ensure the consistency and quality of your product is, you have to have a recipe. Okay, and by having a recipe, if you follow that recipe, you should get the same results. You should get that same success over and over. And so the thing is with this program, Recipe for Retail, the name says it all. They literally have a recipe, a step by step by step by step process that if you follow and if you do the things that they ask you to do, you're going to experience success, some real success. Now, I'll be honest with you. Is it a magic pill? Not at all. There's a lot of work that you're going to have to do on your end. Right? There's a lot of homework you're going to have to do. There's a lot of things you're going to have to do. But this is part of the investment in your brand, the investment in your company. Okay? You can't really put a price on education, because once you know something, once you know it, that's the key right there. So with their recipe, as they lay out their 8 modules, they take you through this step by step from someone who has absolutely no idea on how to create a food product and how to market it, to how to get it on the store shelves, right? Get it on the shelves in these stores. They will take you from that point, from knowing very little about it, all the way through to completion, to seeing your product on the shelves. Now again, I mentioned to you when I came into this, I had already been doing this for 12 years. Okay, I was doing all the manufacturing, so I knew about the labeling and the bottling and the packaging and the fulfillment and all of that. I knew a lot of that, but there were things that I was missing. So no matter what stage you are, and the reason why I'm saying this is because no matter what level you're at, whether you're just getting started, whether you just have an idea for a food product that you think would go well in your local Costco or Sam's Club or Walmart or Vons or Ralph's or ShopRite or Publix or whatever store you're going after. It could even be like Ace Hardware or Home Depot or Lowe's, right? And a lot of times we don't think about food products in those kinds of places, but hey, you go over by the barbecue section, by the grill section, they got spices, right? So if you have a spice product, you can market to Lowe's, you can market to Ace Hardware, you can market to Home Depot. So, but the thing is, even if you just have an idea, this program can help you from the very beginning, conceptualizing that idea, or taking it from the conceptual phase, really, taking it from that phase and putting it into practice. What do we need to do? What kind of product? Right? Is it a spice blend? Is it a sauce, like a barbecue sauce? Is it a beverage? Whatever it is. I will tell you that for me in my business, it's the one thing that jumped out at me immediately. I think this was in one of the earlier modules, maybe module 2. Could be module 2. Don't quote me on that, but one of the critical things that I was missing, there were 2 things that I was missing in my business to help me get over the hump. Number 1 was a co-packer. I had been doing all of the manufacturing. I have my own manufacturing facility. I've been reaching out to our suppliers. I've been reaching out to, ordering my raw ingredients in bulk and doing all my formulations and mixing and filling of bottles and labeling and capping and the whole 9 yards and packaging and shipping. It was labor intensive. And I couldn't scale because it's a smaller business and it's me that's doing it. I couldn't do it at a scale that I could really go after a Walmart or go after a Ralph's or a Publix or a ShopRite or a Vons. I couldn't scale up because if they asked me for 30,000 units, yeah, I could do it, but I still work a regular 9 to 5 as well. And so having the time to do that within the period that they would need it done, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And so for me, learning about a co-packer, something simple as a co-packer, for me, that was one of the critical things. That's one of those ingredients that I was missing in my recipe, right? And so in this recipe for retail, that was one of the ingredients. Okay, I'd had my products on Range Me for several years, had a lot of interest, but never actually got someone to bite. And I realized by going through this class, there was another component that I was missing, my minority business certification, right? And so that was something that I realized was missing. And again, it's a matter of you don't know what you don't know. And that's why you get educated. And that's why I'm so grateful to Shavalo and to Monique for putting this program together, sharing it with us, because, as an executive in corporate America, I will tell you, one of the challenges that I face in the workplace every day is a lot of people not wanting to share information. You have these information hoarders. That's not Shavalo. That's not Monique. In addition to putting together this program, we meet weekly. When I say we, not me one-on-one with them, but it's or one-on-two with them. It's a group of us, all of us that's in this program. We're all at different levels. Some are just starting. Some have their stuff in stores. Some are almost there, right? Some are still working on their packaging. Some are working on their labels. Some are still trying to figure out, do I want to go with a plastic jar or do I want to go with a glass jar? If I get a glass jar, do I need it to have a handle? Should it not have a handle? And so, it's interesting because when we get on these weekly coaching calls, you can ask these questions in a safe environment. No one's judging you. Actually, we all want to help each other. And so this recipe for retail, I mean, if you really want to make an impact, if you really want to get your products on the shelves in the store, I highly recommend you make this investment in yourself. It doesn't cost a lot, right? It doesn't cost a lot. You make this investment. You purchase the Recipe for Retail program. You spend some time with Monique and Chiavallo. You join the weekly calls, right? And you really follow the steps from getting your barcode. Where do you get a barcode from, right? How many barcodes do you need per product? These are some of the things they're going to talk about. Or, how about this? I have my product, but how do I market it? Do you have any marketing resources? Of course they do. Or, now that I have this, where can I take it? How do I take it there? And how do I get there? Do I go, do I maybe do farmers markets? Not a bad idea. You can do that. Probably should. Get the word out. Or do I do trade shows? And what's a trade show anyway? And how do I get into a trade show? Right? This course covers that. Right? Do I need Range Me? Do I need a Range Me account? And why do I need somebody else if I have this program? Well, this program addresses that as well. And yes, you're going to need Range Me. But all of this stuff and then more. So, okay, how about this? Another good bit of information. I mean, I knew about this before, but this is a great bit of information because once I heard it again, it reinforced what I learned in the past, which is, okay, so you have a store now that says, okay, we want to get 30,000 units, 40,000 units of your products. You have your co-packer, you have everything set. Wow, how am I going to pay? I got this purchase order now. How am I going to pay to get my products mass produced by my co-packer? Well, there's a section in here that addresses that provides some resources, things that you may not have known, and I'm not going to spill the beans here on how that's done. The purpose of this isn't for me to go over everything that Monique and Chiavallo share, because they can speak way more intelligently about it than I can, and they've already done that through Recipe for Retail. But the purpose of this is to express my gratitude, my sincere gratitude from the chest to both Monique and Chiavallo. Because although I've been doing this for many, many years, and again, have my products in the Caribbean, in stores in the Caribbean all throughout the islands and overseas, I just couldn't seem to crack that nut here in the U.S. But this program has given me that. And I am eternally grateful, because this, realistically speaking, can be life-changing for me and my family. Right? It runs deeper than just seeing my products on the shelf. There's a certain level of pride there's a certain level of pride, right? And when you've been working for something for so long and you've been working so hard, and I'm speaking in my case, been working at this for so long and for so hard, and there's been so many nights I thought about quitting. But I just know I have a great product, right? People all over the world have told me that and have shown me that. So I couldn't quit. And although I felt defeated at times, this program gave me the last two pieces that I needed, right? The last two pieces in my case were the co-packer and the minority business certification. But there's so much more value in this. So give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. Go ahead. Sign up for Recipe for Retail. It really is a recipe. Sign up for Recipe for Retail. Understand the formula. Follow the steps. You know, early on in the class, one of the things that I believe Monique talked about early on in the class was, you may be tempted to skip ahead, but don't skip ahead. We have this program laid out in a certain format, in a certain chronological order for a reason. And Lord knows, after doing this for 12 years, I was so tempted to jump ahead. But I listened, and I followed, and I understand why she said, don't jump ahead. So, Recipe for Retail, it's the truth. As we say in New York, right? This program is the truth. TROOF, truth, right? But on a more serious note, though, Shavalo, Monique, love you guys to death, man. Thank you very much for sharing this program with me, sharing this insight with me, giving me the opportunity to really break through in a market that I had some trouble. So, guys, appreciate you. Bless up from the heart.